Would you unalive your ex's baby because you're mad at him? Is it considered cheating if you're on a break and you sleep with someone else? We are going to discuss this in today's video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the Just Casein brand. I am your homegirl, your tia, your prima, your cousin. I'm whatever you need me to be down here at the Just Casein brand. And let's get into these Reddit threads. I came across some interesting Reddit stories, and you know every single time I do, I like to bring them over here to you. Check this out. Am I the asshole for unaliving my ex-fiance's baby, even though it may be his only chance? Hefty title. I know. I don't want this to be long as I'm on a time limit, so I'll be quick. I'm a 30-year-old female, and I've been dating my now ex-fiance, who's 35, for 5 years. From my knowledge, our relationship was perfect. He was a gentleman, a sweetheart, kind, and genuine. All the things I ever wanted. A little over a week ago, I started feeling pretty sick and nauseous. The possibility of being pregnant really didn't enter my mind, as I'll explain. But I took a test anyway, and it came back positive. Took another to be sure, and yep, I'm pregnant. It hurts because I was genuinely so happy at the news, just being really giddy and excited. For context, my fiance has little to almost no sperm. Not sure of the medical term, but his balls are too hot, basically. My ex has always wanted to be a dad. That's been his dream since I met him, and when we both had fertility testing, when we started trying, he was crushed about learning about his infertility. He went on a pretty bad spiral briefly with alcohol, and that was hard to watch. Anyway, you can understand how excited I was to tell him all of this. I left work early and headed home. I tried phoning him, but didn't get an answer. He was in our bed, fucking an escort. I genuinely can't even explain the heartache I felt walking through the house, looking for him and hearing them together. The absolutely disgusting things she was saying about me. Apparently, she got off on the fact that he was cheating. I lost my shit, crying and yelling, dragged her out by her hair and just started screaming at my ex. He was apologizing, saying he didn't mean to, that he was sorry and that it was just sex and that he loved me. The fucking cheater handbook. I was so angry and hurt. I really shouldn't have, but I just blurted out that I was pregnant and would be booking a visit to the clinic ASAP. He didn't believe me at first, so I threw my test at him. He started crying a little, then asked if I cheated. I told him it didn't matter either way because I'd be terminating it and left. He's been messaging me constantly, showing up to my parents' place, apologizing and begging me not to terminate it. It hurts because I wanted this baby too. It's not like it's an easy decision, but I can't keep it. I know that I'll always be tied to him for the rest of my life, and I refuse to let that happen. I'm grateful for my baby because they helped me find out about my ex cheating, but I just can't keep it. My ex has been sleeping in his car outside of my parents' house. He caught me one time on the way to work, and he said that I don't even have to be in his life or the baby's, that I can sign away all my parental rights and to just leave him with this opportunity. But I mentally can't. I know that if I would have kept it or if I could keep it, I just couldn't give it away. I booked an appointment next week, earliest I can do. So am I the asshole? I feel a bit morally conflicted, especially since this might be his only chance of having biological kids, which he desperately wants. But wow, sorry, I didn't expect to have so many responses. I'm a bit emotional and it's given me a lot to think about. I'd just like to add that I'm in no way doing this for revenge or retaliation. That's not my thought process at all. It's purely just me. And I don't really care if it sounds selfish, but I don't feel like I'll be happy if I have this child. I'm thinking about myself, but I genuinely can't express how much I love him. So the hurt of possibly ruining this chance for him, especially when I saw how distraught he was and when he was told that it's unlikely he'll have kids, is a lot to deal with. Edit number 2. Sorry, I can't reply as much as I'd like to. There's a lot. I only expected a couple of replies, so it's a bit overwhelming. I'm not in the best state, so there's some things I missed when writing my post, but I'm just too tired right now. Thank you for all of your words. Update. I didn't mean for this to be a political post, which it turned into apparently, but I didn't expect this to blow up so much. I can't really reply to everyone, but I'll clarify some things and end it before leaving. Point 1. I'm considering an abortion because he cheated. Yes, It's in no way an attempt to get revenge or be spiteful. If it was, I wouldn't have posted this. I would have just done it. My dilemma was more so me feeling like shit, knowing how badly he wanted a child of his own and how I might be taking that away from him. So no, for the final time, I am not doing this to get back at him. Point 2, regarding the escort. I say escort loosely because that's what I'm told. Besides from what he's messaging me that I'm not replying to, I have zero context. I don't need the context, and I honestly don't care anymore. Based on what a lot of you are saying regarding her, if she wasn't an escort and his girlfriend, great, she could have him. If she was an escort, then yeah, it fucking sucks that 5 years together would make him seek an escort to insult me like that. Point 3, I haven't aborted. Not sure how many people missed that point, but my appointment is next week. I am still pregnant. Last point, I haven't cheated. Some people assumed so because of my lack of reply, but I wish I did because at least this shit show would be easier. But no, I haven't. The baby is his. I said it doesn't matter because at the time it didn't. Whether he was the father or not, I'll still be aborting. Think that's it for the clarifications. I don't really care about adding anything else since I got the answer to my initial question. Thank you for all the replies and comments. Unfortunately, I've had a couple of messages, group message requests with some shit stuff. People calling me a beast, whatever, it's expected. But thanks to all of the kind-hearted people who took the time to actually message me and comment on the post. I probably have read it, just not replied. I didn't really think that this would cause a stir, but it did. Wasn't my intention at all. I'll probably delete my account as I got my answer, but as of now, I'm delaying the abortion. It's not that I'm not going through with it. I just think it's a good idea for me to think things over a bit more regarding my emotions. Maybe speak to someone more professional, you know? Anyways, thanks. You all have helped me a lot, more than I thought you would. Anyway, my heart feels a bit less heavy. Have a good evening. My boyfriend slept with someone else while we were on a break and now is mad that I consider it cheating. Am I the asshole for considering it as cheating? With an update. Disclaimer, this does involve adult situations and DV. I didn't expect things to happen as fast as they did. I don't have anyone to talk to, so I'll just vent here yet again. Again, I am sorry if this is messy and full of unnecessary details. The long story is that I broke up with him the moment he went back home. Usually when we fought, he would go out for a walk. We have each other's locations, so I knew where he was. I wanted to be mature and have this conversation with him in person rather than over a text. If I knew things would go the way they did, I would have gone to my parents' house straight away because the moment he came back and saw my luggage, he was like, "Where the fuck do you think you going?" And I straight up told him I was done. I was done with this relationship and I was done ignoring the red flags. He laughed and told me that I wasn't going anywhere. I told him I was tired of his controlling behavior. Alex said that we aren't breaking up over this. I told him it wasn't only over this, and then as I tried listing everything that bothered me, he called me crazy. I told him that if I am crazy, it's because of him and he shouldn't date me. He should find someone normal. He said he only wants me. I want him too, but I can't do this anymore. He got very mad and defensive and started yelling, and all of a sudden, he grabbed my wrist very tightly. He never did this before. I tried holding back my tears, but I couldn't. I started shaking. I told him to let me go, and he told me to stop telling him what to do. And then he did the unexpected. He hit me. A few weeks ago, I saw a quote on TikTok that stated, "If he hits walls, he will hit you." And I didn't believe it until now. When he gets angry, he is aggressive. He punches the wall or sometimes throws something. I didn't expect him to hit me. I was shaking and crying and he kept yelling at me. And at this point, I couldn't hear him anymore. He let go of my wrist and told me to go back to our bedroom. And I said, no. He had this scary look on his face as I said that. My first impulse was to run. So I ran to the bathroom and thank God I locked it. He started yelling at me to unlock it and banging on the door. While I was crying, I felt my phone in my pocket vibrate. Forgot I put it in there, but thank God I did. I wondered between calling the cops or my parents, but I didn't want him to know I had my phone. I texted my parents that I need them to pick me up from Alex's apartment. I usually don't do that. The last time we had a break, I went home by myself because I can just get on the bus. This time I couldn't. My dad called me and I picked up as soon as possible. I didn't want him to know I was on the phone because if he did, he would have been more motivated to break the door down. My parents heard his screaming and my crying. Around 15 minutes, I heard the doorbell. Alex suddenly stopped yelling. He said if the neighbors heard him, I was dead. When he opened the door, he was met by both my parents. Not a minute later, I heard my mom and I unlocked the door and I ran to her. I kept on crying and apologizing, and she just hugged me and told me that we were going home. When we went to the living room, I saw my dad punching Alex. I tried to stop him, but my mom told me he deserves it. In the car, we waited for my dad. They asked me about what happened, and I told them about how messy our relationship was. My dad almost wanted to go back there and kill him. I kept on crying and telling them I may have been wrong, but I didn't deserve this. My mom said that I rightfully expected of him not to sleep with other girls because he made me promise I wouldn't sleep with anyone else either, and that if he loved me, he wouldn't have done that in the first place. The whole day they were there comforting me. I felt bad for bothering them. Alex's parents texted me. I knew I had to tell them what happened. I did. His mom was apologetic and said that he got it from his dad and that she is ashamed of him for that. His dad defended him. My ex blew up my phone. His messages were back and forth. He went from apologizing to blaming me, to apologizing again to saying he was a man and has his needs, to being sorry, and now he is sending me pictures of his bruises, telling me he deserved it. I should block him. I can't tell my parents about those messages. I miss how sweet and caring he was at first. He treated me like a queen when we started dating, buying me expensive gifts, makeup products, jewelry, and so much more. I felt bad because my parents are middle class, unlike his. He has well-known, well-off parents, and he has a well-paying job, something with IT. And 2 months into the relationship, I left my job because I had to work extra unpaid hours, while some coworkers barely worked and were paid more. He told me he loved me and that he wanted to marry me during the first month of our relationship. I wasn't in love with him still, but I had feelings for him, and I felt bad for it. Later on, that treatment slowly stopped, and he was getting mad I wasn't putting in the same effort. I told him I was trying, and he said it wasn't enough. I asked him how, and he said that he spent so much on me, and I barely spent on him. I spent as much as I had. I thought the small gifts were also thoughtful, but now I see how I was being love bombed. How am I so stupid? Why didn't I leave him earlier? I don't think I will ever move on from this. I know I'm just 20, but I feel like my life has ended. Tiny update, I blocked him on everything. Here's my thoughts on the first story. I get it. I get exactly how she's feeling and how she is wanting to unalive the baby because she does not want to have to deal with him long term. However, I will say this. If there's a possibility that you two can work past this, maybe by both seeking professional counseling and therapy, then you guys should try and get past this. Believe you me when I say you do not want to be out here just being baby mama, baby daddy, and not a family. That is so hard. It's so hard to have to introduce new players into the game, new players into the family, because you each end up getting another partner. You know what I'm saying? And let's just try and work on what we could work on. Yeah, he messed up. Oh, he had escort in your house. Oh, that escort was talking crazy about you in your house. Oh yeah. But he messed up big time. But the fact that y'all was struggling with fertility issues and now you have this seemingly miracle baby, now we're having some light shed on what's going wrong in the relationship, because there's a reason why he cheated. And I'm not saying it's a reason like you're the reason why he cheated. I'm saying there's probably something deeper going on with him. I've noticed and I've realized and I've come to learn in my years of just dating and being a human being that cheating and decisions that are made like that, it isn't always a reflection of the other party. Sometimes it's got to do with themselves. You know what I'm saying? So he's probably dealing with his own insecurities by not being able to give you a child. That's why he was cheating on you. You know what I'm saying? It ain't got nothing to do with you. I'm sorry that you had to be in this position with him, but this is y'all's reality. So I think that you should try and work things out with him. Go to counseling, have deep conversation, forgive each other, move forward, and create this beautiful family that you guys worked so hard to get. Y'all took the time out to go on down to the doctor, check your sperm, check your eggs, check everything. Y'all took the time to do all that. Y'all might as well continue to work together and create this family that you guys are both looking for. For the second story, baby girl was only 20, having to deal with a man going crazy because he can't control her. That's what it was. Let me say this to all of my young ladies. If you are going through a situation or a relationship where the man is acting like what we heard in today's Reddit thread, if you're going through it with a man like that, understand that you should be reaching out to your family and your friends and telling them what's going on. Because in the event that that man takes it too far, we need to know where to go and who to find. And acts of passion, those crime passion, all of that is real. That is very real. And the only way that your people around you can protect you is by you telling them at least some of what's going on in the relationship. And never feel bad that you had to leave a relationship because it wasn't benefiting you. Don't ever feel bad about that. Don't feel bad about that. And every relationship isn't going to last for your entire life, especially at 20. You're learning, you're growing, you're experimenting with what you do and don't like in partners. And this is just a situation that you could learn from. Okay, I know I don't like a partner who has a hot temper. I know I don't like a partner who can't talk calmly. I know I don't like a partner who's going to get real irate and physical with me and punch walls. Now you know these things. So as you go into your future dating relationships, start looking at these men and look at their temperaments. Now you know what love bombing is. If you didn't go through this situation, you wouldn't even know what love bombing is. Now you're learning more. You see what I'm saying? And thank God he didn't even get to get crazy with you because your parents came. They saved the day. Shouts out to your father for hemming him up because that's what his ass needed. Shouts out to your mother for being so loving and warm and comforting. And shouts out to your parents for coming through for you. So those are my thoughts. Go ahead and drop your thoughts down in the comment section. Make sure you like the video. I'm going to be doing plenty more of these. I think it's just an easy audio listening experience for you to enjoy while you're at work. I have been the Just Kaysen brand. Please, again, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Share this video with a friend, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.